Folks, be sure to stay tuned to my friend Irma today until the end of the program, when your friend Irma will have a surprising offer to make.
Yep, there she stands. Irma Peterson, my wonderful roommate. And a girl who I am proud to say is so stupid she thinks flypaper is the stationery they use in airplanes. That's nothing. Yesterday she took a package of ends and tied them all together. So I said, Irma, what's the idea? And she said,
well, a good housekeeper never leaves any loose ends lying around.
But housekeepers, stenographers, businessmen, everybody knows that ENNDS, the really effective chlorophyll tablets, are wonderful to carry around because they stop triple O. Stop odors of body, odors of breath, odor of fence. It's amazing, but 1 or 2 tiny ENDS tablets daily stop all 3 forms of odor offense. Keep you fresh as a daisy all over, all day. And now ENDS, America's most popular chlorophyll tablets, are proud to present your favorite comedy show, created by Cy Howard and starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane in
My Friend Irma. Irma, when you finish that magazine, can I have it?
All right, Jane, I'm just reading the news. Oh, how do you like this?
What?
It says President Truman to clean house. I guess the maid must have quit.
Well, maybe she's sore because she's the only one in Washington who didn't get a mink coat.
Yeah. Oh, and listen to this. Winston Churchill has sold his memoirs to Life magazine for $250,000.
What about it?
I wonder what I could get for mine.
Oh, I don't know, 10, 20 years.
No, Jane, seriously, I've been keeping a diary, and I think it's so good it can be published.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, it's all about my life from the time I left the farm in Minnesota till the time I came to New York.
I got a great title for you. Was this trip necessary?
Thank you, but I can figure out my own title. Now, let's see. Churchill had some very tough jobs to handle. That's why he's called his life Trial by Fire.
Well, I've seen the way you handle jobs, Cookie. Why don't you call yourself fired after every trial? Look, Irma, don't go off on another kick, will you?
But Churchill got all that money.
Honey, Churchill is a leader, a diplomat, a military man. Why, just his record with the Navy.
Believe me, Jane, he hasn't fought off any more sailors than I have. Why don't you read my memoirs before you pass judgment?
Well,
here, it's right here on the table.
Must I?
Please.
Okay, honey, I'll try. Let's see. The Life of Irma Peterson. Chapter 1, I Am Born. I was born on a farm in Minnesota in 1929. Wasn't that the year the whole country went to pot?
Oh, please, Jane, no comments. Read on.
Okay, honey. My father and mother were very poor. All they had was a cow named Alice, 1 donkey, and 6 pigs, and I was a welcome addition to the family. Oh.
Good, isn't it, Jane? Do you think I can get Life to buy this?
Yeah, I think there's a chance you could get Life for this.
Oh, I know what you mean, Jane. Don't think it's very nice of you to discourage me.
Will you get one thing in your head, Irma? Everybody writes memoirs, but Churchill's was bought because it was dramatic. It was full of action, and he faced one crisis after another.
My life has been full of crises. Look at this right here on page 8. I was going to school, and they sent for my father. It was a little red schoolhouse.
Come in.
I'm Mr. Peterson.
Oh, Irma's father. I'm glad you came. Mr. Peterson, something must be done about this girl. As you know, we took her IQ.
Yes, I understand she owes the school 5 points.
She was showing some improvement, but now she's reached the age where she can't concentrate. All she thinks about is boys.
Boys?
That's the only thing on her mind. Men. I'll show you. Irma, will you please turn around?
Oh, hello, Daddy. What is it, teacher?
What is the largest river in the United States?
Mississippi.
And what's the capital of the United States?
Boys Town.
You see, we have arrived at a crisis in this girl's life. Either she gets better marks or I suggest you marry her off.
Which shall it be, daughter?
Oh, Daddy, of course I want to stay in school. All girls go through this stage. But I'm fighting it off. I'm not going to think of men or boys anymore. I'm through with them.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, daughter, because who knows? If you get good marks in school, they're liable to give you a fellowship.
Oh, that's wonderful. What does he look like? At the age of 16, I left for New York. By mistake, I got on a cattle train. It was a terrible trip. The food was dreadful.
Take away the April shower. It would surely be a sin.
I'll get it gladly. Wow! Hi, Miss O'Reilly. You're in grand voice tonight. What's the name of that song?
It's called It's a Sin. But the professor says the way I sing it, it's not a sin. It's more of a crime. I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
But nothing. Irma is reading her memoirs.
Well, what do you know? I guess all we girls are the same. You know, I keep a diary.
Don't tell me you're thinking about having it published.
Why not? It could sort of be the woman's answer to the Kinsey report. You know, I go all the way back to the Spanish-American War.
That far?
Yes, and you should see how the servicemen used to hang around me house. If it wasn't for me, goodness knows how many men would have gone down with the main.
Oh, don't bother telling Jane about it. To her, you're nobody unless you're Winston Churchill.
Oh, I don't understand.
Well, you see, Mrs. O'Reilly, come in.
It's only me, Professor Kropatsky. Hello, girls. I'm Mrs. O'Reilly. Tonight I got no insults for you.
Well, thank you.
I just got one simple request. Please stop singing outside of my room. You wake up the termites, it reminds them that I still got some furniture left. Irma, you've got a book in your hand. You're gonna swat flies?
No, Professor. Little Miss Shakespeare has written her memoirs, and because Winston Churchill had his published, she thinks she should have hers published.
I don't know where you girls get these ideas. I remember the time Mrs. O'Reilly sent in her picture for the cover of a national magazine.
And why not? They wanted a picture of an average girl who represented typical American womanhood.
Well, there I can't argue, because I have always felt that you were the type of woman that should be covered with a hood. Believe me, if they ever put your picture on the cover of Look, they would change the name of the magazine to Save Your Eyes.
Irma, stick to your guns. I guarantee some publisher would buy my diary if he had enough asbestos to print it on.
Mrs. O'Reilly, you keep a diary?
Well, I think of it more as a score sheet. It's a list of the men who have succumbed to me charms.
Well, you know, you got a very good chance to sell it. They're always looking for horror stories.
Oh, please, we're not discussing Miss O'Reilly's diary. I want to know who will publish my memoirs.
Hey, that must be the milkman at the back door.
Hello, Miss Stacy. I saw your note here, but I'm sorry. I'm all out of sour cream.
Oh, no sour cream?
Sorry.
Oh, just a minute, Mr. Milkman. Will you come in here?
What is it, Miss Peterson?
Well, I have a book, and I want the honest opinion of the man on the street. Here, read this page and tell me what you think.
Oh, Cookie, really?
I'd be glad to. Let's see. When I was a 16-year-old girl, I came to New York. My first trip was to Grant's tomb. I waited around all day, but he did not come out. I was very disappointed, as Cary Grant is my favorite actor.
Well, how do you like it?
Well, Miss Stacy, as I was saying, we have no sour cream. But if you just hold this book over the sweet cream I left, I'm sure you'll get the same results. Goodbye.
Back, everybody. The tide's coming in again. Irma, honey, please understand. It's just that...
Don't talk to me.
But Irma, darling...
If you'll just listen.
No, I don't want to hear a word from any of you. You're all against me. I'm going to talk to the only person who really loves me, Al.
Irma.
Don't try to stop me. You'll regret this day. My memoirs will be published, and who knows? It may even win the Pugilist Prize.
The Pugilist Prize?
Yes.
It's very possible. This should knock out the publishing business in the first round.
Shoo, get out of here.
Oh, Al.
Chicken.
I've been looking all over for you, Al. You've given up your old park bench.
Yeah, I had an argument with Bernard Baruch. What's that you got under your arm, Chicken? Sandwiches?
No, that's a book. It's my life story, my memoirs.
Have you got me in your book?
Yes. I want to get it published. Al, do you know a publisher?
Oh, sure, know a good one. My friend Benny. He prints them tip sheets for the racetracks.
Oh, but Al, do you think he's the man to print my life story?
Don't worry, Chicken. He'll put a picture of you on the cover so people will know it ain't about a horse.
Oh.
Sure. Here's his address.
Oh, gee, I'll call him up. Gee, Al, I don't know how much to ask for my story.
Oh, be tough, Chicken. Tell him you want $5,000 if the book is a winner, and 3 and 2 for place and show.
O. Guard against triple O.
Yes, guard against triple O. Odor of breath, odor of body, odor of fence. If you've been using old-fashioned body deodorants, mouthwashes, toothpaste, or deodorant soap to avoid offending, now here's an easier, quicker, much more effective way to keep fresh as a daisy all over, all day long.
Take N's today. Chase triple O away.
Yes, 1 or 2 tiny N's chlorophyll tablets protect you against all 3. Odor of body, odor of breath, odor of fence. No muss, no fuss. Stop triple O in minutes. Prove it with the famous N's test. Rub an onion slice on your hand. Now take an N's chlorophyll tablet. Moisten and rub it on the same spot. The odor's gone. That's how N's work, where odors begin inside your body to stop triple O. And remember, N's contain 100 milligrams, a fully effective dose of Daratol chlorophyll. Don't expect such lasting protection from cheap chewing gum and candy substitutes which contain so little chlorophyll.
Take N's today. Chase triple O away.
Insist on N's, called N's, because they end your worries about triple O. That's ENNDS, N's chlorophyll tablets.
Safe.
Safe as any garden vegetable. Effective, pleasant tasting. Trial size N's only 49 cents at drug counters everywhere. Larger sizes even more economical.
And remember, stay tuned to my friend Irma today to hear a surprise offer for you from your friend Irma.
Has an appointment with a publisher. She won't tell me who he is, but in her own mind, her memoirs are as good as sold. And is she acting the part?
Jane, my dear.
Yes, Schnook, what is it?
What a lovely day. Isn't the weather congealing today?
Congealing? What do you mean?
I don't know, but I think an author should use big words.
Oh, by all means. It's so ricochet. Cookie, is your book going to have a dedication?
Yes, Jane, I'm dedicating it to you.
Oh.
On the first page it will say, "To Jane Stacy, my best friend, without to whom I would be nothing."
Without to whom?
That's right. You must never split in an infirmary.
Sweetie, honey, I want you to know that nothing you ever do will touch me as much as the fact that you want to dedicate your memoirs to me.
Oh, thanks.
Honestly, I love you for it.
Thank you.
But at the same time, Irma, I don't want to see you get hurt. And what if...
If they don't publish my book? Oh, Jane, it's impossible. They must love my book. I'm going to be world famous. Why, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if I was buried in Westminster Lobby.
Well, they'll have to put up signs, watch your step. Irma, you better get to the office. You have a boss who is an author.
Mr. Clyde?
Mm-hmm. He writes those little pink slips that say you're fired. Go on. Hurry up.
Oh, I will. Oh, and Jane, do you think when I become a famous author I should buy a Duesenberg?
A Duesenberg?
Yeah, you know, one of those big foreign dogs.
Goodbye, Miss Hemingway.
Ah, welcome, Miss Peterson.
And how is my favorite Bannister today?
Bannister?
Yeah, that's English for lawyer.
Oh, is it? Bannister. Well, I'm a little tired. A lot of kids have been sliding down me today. What's the idea of the fancy talk?
Well, I've become an author.
Miss Peterson, I've told you a dozen times to be careful in the subway. You've hit your head on the turnstile again.
No, really, I've written a book. The story of my life.
Mm-hmm. What are you calling it? Why Was I Born?
No, it hasn't got a title yet. But I have an appointment with the publisher, and I want you to draw up a contract.
I wouldn't think of
Oh,
it.
please, Mr. Clyde. It's for my future. And besides, you'll be famous. I wrote about you in my memoirs.
But wait a minute. What did you write?
Oh, it's very flattering. I wrote what a big criminal lawyer you are. In fact, I laid it on.
You did?
Yes. In fact, I said that no lawyer in the state has a bigger criminal record.
You take me out of that book at once, do you hear?
But it's already written.
Take me out.
Well, I will if you draw up the contract.
It's blackmail. Very well. What do you want me to put in the contract?
Oh, let's see. Well, if my life is made into a movie, I want my part to be played by a suitable star.
Do you wish me to specify anyone in particular?
Do you have anyone in mind?
Yes, Francis, the talking mule.
Oh, Mr. Clyde, now this is very serious. Do you realize how much money Winston Churchill made on his memoirs?
Miss Peterson, there's a slight difference. Churchill was valiant. He never stooped before a conqueror.
What about me?
It's the reverse. No one ever conquered your stupidity. But just in case some publisher is sore enough at the world to print this monstrosity of yours, make sure you get a royalty.
A royalty, nothing doing. I'm not going to give up my citizenship for anyone.
Oh, no.
Oh, here it is. Turf Publishing Company. Oh, dear, closed by order of the police.
Yes, miss?
I was in the neighborhood. I'm looking for a publisher, and I saw the sign on the door.
I see. I'm Mr. Brooks. Is that the manuscript under your arm?
Yes, it's my memoirs.
Oh, have you used the current technique, introspective?
No, I've kept it clean. It's the story of my life.
May I see it?
Yes, I changed the beginning.
To Jane Stacy, without to whom I would be nothing. I live in New York City with Jane and the professor and Mrs. O'Reilly. People I think the world. Think the world?
Well, I left out of because you can't end a sentence with a pronoun. So I took all the words I had to leave out and put them on 3 separate pages in back of the book.
My, it's 4 o'clock. I'm late for tea. Goodbye.
Yes, Leah? My name is Ernest Hemingway.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I've just taken that for my pen name. Irma Peterson doesn't seem to get me very far.
What can we do for you?
Well, it says on the door, Professor Nicholas Authors Institute. I've written a book.
May I see it?
Here.
I live in New York City, and people I think the world. Could you leave this here, miss? We usually don't publish books, but I'm sure Professor Nichols would be interested in seeing this.
Oh, thank you. And I want to call the book Halfway to Heaven.
Halfway to Heaven? What an unusual title. Where'd you get it?
From my boss. He always says I'm dead from the neck up.
Irma, honey, stop that whimpering.
But it's been 5 days, and I haven't heard from Professor Nichols.
Don't take it so hard, Irma. So what if you're not a writer? What's so good about being a writer? Most of them are starving. They live in a cold, dark garret with no furniture, no plumbing, no... Say, come to think of it, all I need is a pencil.
Irma, darling, laugh it off. Personally, I don't see why you want the whole world to know about your life. I like to keep the men guessing about me age and my beauty secrets. You know, sort of a human quiz program.
And that's how I think of you, Mrs. O'Reilly, a quiz program. Because every time I look at your red hair, your pearly teeth, and your fluttering eyelashes, I say to myself, true or false?
Look who's talking, you skinny old needle nose. I've got a good mind to run a thread through your ears and darn me stockings.
Hello? Yes, this is Irma Peterson. Who, Professor Nichols? You read my book? You're sending me a check for $100. Oh, see the ad in today's paper. Oh, thank you, Mr. Nichols. Goodbye. Jane, did you hear?
Oh, Irma.
Congratulations, Irma.
Glory be. Oh, isn't it wonderful? And all you people thought I had no talent.
Oh, honey, I can't wait till the paper boy gets here so we can see the ad.
Oh, I can't get over it. I'm a famous author. Now, let me see. How do authors spend their money? First, I'll buy a mansion in France. You know, a chapeau.
Yeah, and you could buy one of those stunning Parisian gowns. You know, a crepe Suzette.
Well, maybe that's a paper boy. Come in.
Hey, chicken.
Oh, Al, wait till you hear the news.
Yeah, what?
Professor Nichols is sending me $100 for my life story.
Well, ain't that great? Always thought well of this author racket. Friend of mine does terrific writing numbers.
Is that today's paper, Al?
Uh-huh.
Oh, let me see it. Yeah, and I said page 12. Wait a minute.
Look.
Wait. Oh, here it is. Professor Nichols Authors Institute. Oh, look, everybody. Look, they quote the beginning of my book.
Oh.
I live in New York City with Jane and the professor and Mrs. O'Reilly. People I think the world.
Irma, read the big printing underneath.
I used to write this way before I took Professor Nichols' writing course.
Irma and Jane will be back in a moment, and you'll hear that surprise offer we've been talking about. But first...
Can't anything be done about Triple O?
Yes, here's amazing news about a scientific odor test. 8 out of 10 men and women stopped or definitely reduced Triple O.
Stopped odor of body, stopped odor of breath, stopped offending.
Executives, secretaries, clerks, even factory workers at 110 degrees heat took N's chlorophyll tablets. Results from thousands of examinations were astounding.
Working inside the body, where odors begin, N's actually prevented unpleasing odors from forming. Stopped odors of body, odors of breath, offensive odors of any kind. Stopped all 3.
Yes, there's scientific proof that N's really stopped Triple O. Keep you fresh as a daisy all over, all day long. You get more complete, more lasting protection against Triple O than from any old-fashioned body deodorant, toothpaste, soap, mouthwash. And N's are so easy to use.
Safe.
Safe as any green vegetable, pleasant tasting. N's contain 100 milligrams, a fully effective dose of Daritol chlorophyll. So beware of cheap chewing gum or candy substitutes that contain so little chlorophyll or that fail to state their chlorophyll content on the label. Insist on N's chlorophyll tablets. That's N's, E-N-N-D-S. Trial size only 49 cents. Larger sizes even more economical.
Stop Triple O with N's.
To those gentlemen who award the Nobel Prize, will you please scratch out Irma Peterson's name? She ain't running. In fact, she's given up all thought of publishing her memoirs at present. What made you decide that, Irma?
Well, I don't think I've had enough experience yet.
Oh, I see.
Lincoln and Henry Ford and Roosevelt all had their biographies published after they were dead. Maybe I'll write better by then.
Folks, isn't she brilliant? Well, how would you like to have your friend Irma work for you for one day in your office? Yes, this is a serious offer. For the highest amount bid, Irma Peterson will come to your hometown, be it north, south, east, or west, and work for you for a full day. And the full amount which you paid for her services will go directly to the March of Dimes Fund for the fight against the dread disease, infantile paralysis. That's right. My friend Irma, in person, will be secretary to the man or woman in the United States who sends in the highest bid for her services. So don't hesitate. Write or wire in to my friend Irma, CBS Hollywood. And who knows, you may have the pleasure of being able to tell your grandchildren, I had my friend Irma as my secretary. And you'll have the greater pleasure of being able to tell them that the money you paid went to the March of Dimes.
Irma, I just think it's wonderful of you to make this offer, but what if you have to go far, far away? Say even to, Illinois.
I'll go. All I've got to do is learn the language the people in Illinois speak.
You know, folks, I want to join in asking you to make the highest bids possible, because when you do, you'll be making an awful lot of people happy, not to mention me and my friend Irma.
My Friend Irma is a Cy Howard production and is directed by Park Levy, who writes the script with Stanley Adams. Pat Burton is associate producer. Marie Wilson is starred as Irma, and Kathy Lewis as Jane. The part of Al was played by John Brown. Hans Conried was heard as Professor Kropotkin, Gloria Gordon as Mrs. O'Reilly, and Alan Reed as Mr. Clyde. Music was under the direction of Lud Gruskin.
You can't have a sparkling personality if you don't have sparkling eyes. And you can't have sparkling eyes if they're tired, dull, red from lack of sleep, driving, wind, or glare. So get Eyegene. 1 or 2 drops in each eye float away that tired eye feeling. Leave eyes refreshed. Then your whole face lights up. Eyegene is like a prescription. Contains Lexitol, a tonic for your eyes. Safe, gentle. Eyegene, E-Y-E-G-E-N-E, at drug counters everywhere. Trial size only 25 cents. Larger sizes even more economical. Be with us next Sunday at this time when N's, America's most popular chlorophyll tablets, again bring you My Friend Irma. Carl Caruso speaking.
Stay tuned for Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, which follows immediately on most of these same CBS stations.
My Friend Irma was transcribed over the CBS radio network. by transcription.
Well, my friends, may I introduce Irma Peterson, the girl who thinks Paris green is a French golf course. No kidding, the other day Irma was baking a loaf of bread and she dropped a whole box of ends into the batter. So I said, Irma, what's the idea? And Irma said,
Well, Jane, you know, I always like the hard crust of the bread, and this way I'll have a loaf with 36 ends.
As usual, Irma is mixed up. Everybody knows ends don't loaf on the job. They go right to work. Yes, ends chlorophyll tablets stop triple O. Stop odors of body, stop odors of breath, stop odor of fence. Stop all three, all at the same time. Keep you fresh as a daisy all day, all over. It's amazing, but 1 or 2 tiny ends tablets daily are all you need to stop triple O. And now, ends, E-N-N-D-S, America's most popular chlorophyll tablets, are proud to present your favorite comedy show created by Cy Howard and starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane in
My Friend Irma. Irma, what's that you're writing?
It's a speech I'm going to make to my Cub Scouts. Now, don't talk to me, Jane, because I'm trying to concentrate. Benjamin Franklin was born on January 17. He is the man who invented electricity by flying a kite. Today, we get all our electricity from powerhouses, but the tradition of Benjamin Franklin is still alive. Because if you write to the electric company and tell them you haven't got money to pay the bill, they will tell you to go fly a kite.
Irma, that's enough. Mama's getting a headache.
No, Jane, now this is very important.
To whom?
My Cub Scouts.
Oh.
You know, I'm den mother, and every month I take the boys to the museum and talk about some famous Americans.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, it wouldn't hurt you to come with us sometime. Last month I discussed naval heroes.
Indeed.
Admiral Peary, Admiral Dewey, and the naval hero of the American Revolution, John Charles Thomas.
You couldn't possibly mean John Paul Jones.
Jen, you're confusing me. He's a singer.
Oh.
Now, this Thursday is Benjamin Franklin's anniversary, and... Gee, I wonder who that could be.
I don't know. The way you've got things, it could be Paul Revere. Come in.
Oh, girls, I'm so excited. He's coming. I mean, he's here. Oh, it's so wonderful. I'm standing here babbling like an idiot.
So what? I've been told the same thing many times.
Out of the blue, after all this waiting.
Come on. What in the world is it?
Oh, well, let me get back to the beginning. As you know, I come from a tribe of gypsies. And as we were crossing Romania...
Romania? Oh, yes, that's right next to Massachusetts.
No, it's in Europe.
Massachusetts?
Irma, there's a virus going around. Close your mouth. That's good, girl. Now, go ahead, Professor.
Well, now, in this tribe of gypsies, there was a man, a fine man, a brave man. In fact, he once saved my life. And I swore in gypsy blood that if I could, I would repay Laja Sozlov and nothing would stop me.
And now you have the chance?
Yes. The entire tribe was wiped out in the last war. But I learned through friends that the grandson of Laja is in a refugee camp. 9-year-old boy named Zaurus.
And you're bringing him here?
That's the news I got. This letter. He's on Ellis Island right now.
Ellis Island? Why, that's where Napoleon was imprisoned.
Irma, the virus is still around.
I'm sorry.
Let me see that letter, Professor.
Yeah, Janie.
On January 17th will be released unto your custody. Oh, Professor, this is wonderful of you.
Wonderful of me? Oh, Janie, my heart is singing to live in a country where I can do this. Just think, the poor little boy. all the way from war-torn Europe, living in bombed-out cellars, in the mud and the rain, without heat, beds, no running water. No... Oh, my goodness, a terrible thought just occurred to me.
Why?
You'll see my place, you'll want to go back there.
Don't you worry, Professor. We'll give him a home he'll never forget.
Oh, I know I can always count on my two little darlings. No, but here's what bothers me, Janie. The boy doesn't speak a word of English. And besides, I work 7 days a week. What kind of father will I make him?
Oh, it'll work out, Professor. I'll see that he's registered in school.
And I'll make him a member of our Cub Scouts. When will he be here?
Thursday.
Oh, wonderful. I'm taking the boys to the museum. I can teach little Zaras all about American history.
Have you told Mrs. O'Reilly about the boy?
Oh, that monster. Please, nobody tell her. She's liable to raise the rent on me.
Oh, how can you say that?
How can I say that? Janie, my rent is $8 a week. Last week she wanted to charge me $16. Why? Because I had a dizzy spell and I told her I was seeing double. Well, Joe, I got to go now and buy a little suit for Zara. How do you like that? I already feel like a father.
Oh, well, it's only natural. When Al gave me that little pet monkey, I felt just like a mother. Now, Cub Scouts, today we're going to the museum. Have you given all the boys their instructions?
Yes, Madam Din, Mother.
I'll get it.
Well, here he is, girls.
Oh, he's so cute.
Zara's Pezzy Fiddish, Jane Stacy.
Chubby.
She says she's very glad to know you.
Ah.
And Zara's Pezzy Fiddish, Irma Peterson.
Unja has pizza chupunya.
Well, what did he say?
He said if the Tower of Pisa had legs like yours, it wouldn't lean so much.
He said that?
Once a gypsy, always a gypsy. Irma, darling, will you take good care of him? I have to go to work now. Zaurus, deja vigi kalnachi until I will be.
What did you tell him?
Oh, I told him when he's hungry to open his mouth. When he wants to be excused, raise his hand.
Oh, I'll remember that.
Then I'll get it straight. When he raises his hand, don't show him to the kitchen.
Unja, Zarus.
Unja, Papa.
And now, children, let's get ready to go to the museum.
Oh, Din, Mother.
Yes, Jimmy?
I told my daddy all the things you taught us on our last trip.
Oh, really? Well, what did he say?
He said before we start out, I should smell your breath.
He's just kidding. Besides, I use ends. And now, if you'll take Zaurus' hand and come in.
Where is he? Where is that moth-eaten derelict?
Mrs. O'Reilly, what's wrong?
He's leaving me those insulting poems again. Listen to this. To Mrs. O'Reilly, your hair is as red as a ball of fire, and your figure is lovely, of course. I can get you a job as a gas station model to pose for the sign of the Flying Red Horse. You know, the first excuse I get, I'm going to throw that bum out of here. Oh, who's this little fella?
Oh, he's the professor. Irma, Mrs. O'Reilly. He's just one of the Cub Scouts.
Oh, indeed. Hello, little boy. What's your name?
He doesn't speak English.
Why not?
He's an Indian Scout.
Oh. Well, I'm going to find that professor and tell him off if it's the last thing I do. See you later, girls.
Oh, now this is just great. Irma, you better get these kids down to the museum. I'm going to go over to the tea room and warn the professor. If she finds out about the boy, she'll throw them both out.
All right. Come on, Cubs. Oh, dear.
What's the matter?
Zaurus is pointing to his mouth. I guess he wants to be excused. All right, Cubs. Now watch your step. Oh, here we are. Now, as you know, today is Benjamin Franklin's birthday. I brought you to this museum so we can learn about the great American leaders. Zosaurus can see what a wonderful country he now lives in. Now, in this glass case we see a mummy.
Why is he all bandaged up like that?
Oh, he probably died in an accident. Now, underneath him is this sign, 800 BC.
What does BC mean?
Well, I'm not sure whether that stands for bushels or quarts.
Papa.
Oh, he wants to go home. That's the only word he knows. He misses the professor. Now, let's see, how do we get out of here? Oh, there's a sign. To the INCINERATOR. Oh, to the escalator. All right, children, now follow me.
You don't have to knock on my door. Just blow. It will fall down. Kropotkin? Oh, the mailman.
Here's a special delivery for you.
Oh, thank you. What could this be? Here. Professor Kropotkin, this will inform you. Oh, no, my goodness. Oh, where is she?
Professor, I looked for you at the tea room. I couldn't find you.
Oh, Janie, this is terrible. Look.
What is it?
No, it's from the immigration authorities. They are coming in 1 hour to check to see what kind of home life Zoros has.
Well, so what?
Well, you know they never let you keep a child unless you can show that he's been given a normal, good home. And I'm afraid they'll take Zoros away from me. Oh, don't let them do it, Janie. Don't let them do it.
Professor, why would they do
Well,
that?
I was so eager to get Zoros, I told the immigration people, I told them something that wasn't the truth.
Well, after all, what's a pretty little white lie?
Well, this one isn't pretty and it isn't little. It's big and horrible.
What do you mean?
I just remembered. I told them I was married to Mrs. O'Reilly.
Here's a man with triple O. Let's listen as he asks his druggist what to do.
Can you give me really effective protection against triple O? Odors of breath, odors of body, and odor of fence? I've never found any old-fashioned deodorant that could take care of all three.
Yes, N's chlorophyll tablets stop all three at the same time. Stop triple O. It's the new, safe, and pleasant way to stay fresh as a daisy all over, all day long.
But how about these cheaper chewing gum or candy products? They contain chlorophyll, too.
But look at any of them. Nowhere does the label state how much chlorophyll it contains.
Why, you're right.
Now, look at the N's label. It states very clearly that N's contain 100 milligrams of Daratol chlorophyll, a fully effective dose. That's why only 1 or 2 tiny N's tablets a day stop triple O. Stop all three odor offenses all day long. But don't expect such long-lasting results from cheaper chewing gum or candy substitutes that contain so little chlorophyll. N's are so effective because they start acting instantly inside the body where odors begin. So for pennies a day, you get N's longer-lasting protection. They're pleasant-tasting, safe, too. Safe as any garden vegetable. Get ENNDS, N's chlorophyll tablets, and be sure you stop triple O. Trial size only 49 cents at drug counters everywhere. Larger sizes even more economical. And now back to my friend Irma.
Professor, don't sit there like that with your head in your hands. After all, you're not going to the electric chair.
Janie, you told me the only solution is to marry Mrs. O'Reilly. And to me, this is like the electric chair. Either one could shock a man to death.
Yeah, but you got into this situation yourself. Why did you tell the immigration authorities you were married to her?
So I could get the boy. Who would figure they would check out? Janie, they'll be here in an hour. Think fast.
Hello, Jane.
Back already?
Yes, I dropped off the other children. Oh, Professor, here's your little boy. Papa.
Sorry.
Professor, why are you crying?
The professor's in trouble. He told the immigration authorities he was married to Mrs. O'Reilly, and they're coming in an hour to check.
Well, Professor, there's still time for you to marry her.
Everyone with the same terrible advice. I'm like a horse that is sick, and every veterinarian that comes in says, shoot him.
But Mrs. O'Reilly likes you, and there are many ways to win a woman's heart.
I don't want to win her heart, because then I'll have to take the rest of her, and this is too much for any man. Besides, it wouldn't be fair that I should ask to marry me because of an emergency. This is like inviting a plumber to dinner because the stove is broke.
Well, that's your final decision?
Yes. I will not marry Mrs. O'Reilly out of convenience. And if they take that boy away, I will follow him wherever they send him. This is my solemn pledge.
Well, Jane, what do you think's going to happen?
Oh, honey, I don't know. The authorities may send the boy back to Romania, and I guess the professor will follow him. Oh, I've got enough without you.
But the professor's too old to go to Romania. I saw Quo Vadis. All those Romans walk around in sheets. He'll catch pneumonia.
Wish I could catch something. Maybe a fast train. Come in.
Hiya, chicken.
Oh, well. Oh, my.
Well, chicken, what's wrong? Haven't seen you look so sad since you found out what I paid for your Christmas present.
Al, I'll give it to you quickly. In order to get custody of a child, the professor told the authorities he was married to Mrs. O'Reilly, and they're coming here to check.
Oh, well, that's very simple. All we do is get somebody to pose as Mrs. O'Reilly. Now, Mushy here is great when he gets dressed as a dame. Yeah, sure, he fools everybody. You should have seen him at the Teamsters Masquerade.
Yeah, I got 4 proposals from fellas.
Mushy, do you think you could dream up something that would look like Mrs. O'Reilly's hair?
Well, I could put a tomato on my head and pump it up until it explodes.
Sounds great. Girls, got to admit we come up with things fast. We're right on the ball.
Oh, I'll say you're right on the ball. It's only a matter of time till they put a chain on it so it doesn't get too far from your leg.
Now, just a minute, you. You can't say them things to my best friend.
You talking to me?
Yeah. You got one of the biggest mouths I ever heard. That's the reason I have never asked you for no date.
Oh, so that's the reason.
Yeah.
I must remember to have it stretched.
Oh, don't get high hat with me. You're no better than none of the others. Underneath it all, you dames, you're all alike. Yeah, take off your skin and nobody would go out with you.
Wait a minute, children.
Maybe a lawyer can help the professor. I want to see my boss, Mr. Clyde.
Irma, if you insist on meddling, may I suggest you employ discretion, tact, and astuteness?
No, I hate these law firms with big names. I'm going to use Mr. Clyde.
Oh, Irma Peterson. Come in, won't you?
Well, thank you, Mrs. Clyde. May I see Mr. Clyde?
Well, he's indisposed, but he can see you. Just don't tell him anything depressing. You know how he is. The moment he gets a headache, he thinks he's passing away.
Oh, men are such babies. Where is he?
Through that door down the hall.
Thank you. My, these carpets are wonderful to walk on.
Well, they have high piles.
Oh, I understand. We sweep under ours, too.
Come in.
Oh, Mr. Clyde, you're in bed. What's wrong?
I don't feel well. They tell me it's a mild case of glochitis.
Oh, is that what you have? Well, it's nothing to worry about. Just stay awake.
Stay awake.
All the people I know who had it died in their sleep.
Miss Peterson, aside from being a cheerleader, what else brings you here?
Mr. Clyde, do you have any influence with the immigration office?
Yes, but it can't help me. You're an American. I can't have you deported.
No, it's not about me. You see, the professor adopted a little boy, and he said he was married to Mrs. O'Reilly.
Well, he perjured himself. There's nothing I can do about it.
But aren't you even going to try?
Well, there's nothing to be done. Now, will you please go?
All right, if that's your last word, goodbye.
If you don't mind, Miss Peterson, will you put down my hot water bottle?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I came in with a red bag.
Oh, Mrs. O'Reilly, this is an act of mercy. The professor is up in his room crying his eyes out. He loves this little boy. Oh, you can't let him down.
But, Janie, he had no business saying I was married. It hurts a girl. It's like a store putting up a sign, going out of business.
Well, can't you just pretend?
No. If the man had ever said a decent thing about me, it might be different. But, you know, you just can't love a man who keeps comparing your figure with 500 pounds of knuckwurst.
Well, you know he's kidding. Look, the immigration inspector will be here in a few minutes. Just do it this one time.
Well, I doubt it, Janie.
Hello, Jane. I've had no luck with Mr. Clyde. How about here?
Ceiling 0.
You can say that again. The professor thought he could twist me around his little finger.
Oh, that's not true. He often told me he couldn't lift you with a 10-ton truck.
Irma. All right, Mrs. O'Reilly, if that's your decision.
Right now it is. Well, I'm going down to freshen up. I've got to get a new kind of glue for the eyelashes. Every time I wink at a fella, I can't see him for the rest of the night.
What are we going to do, Jane?
I don't know, sweetie. I think it's too late to do anything now.
I'll see who it is.
Hello, girls. Come in, Zorro.
Oh, Professor, your eyes are red.
Girls, I know there is no hope, but can I please say that this is my room when the inspector comes?
Of course you can, Professor.
You should have seen Zoris when he first saw my room.
What did he say?
I'll get him to repeat. Zoris, stati poggia di room.
Bocciolocio.
Bocciolocio?
Yeah, this means what a horrible mess.
Oh.
We gypsies say bocciolocio when we pass a dump or an overturned trash can.
Girls, I left my bag in here. Oh, it's you, Professor, and this Indian scout.
All right, I was trying to fool you. But I want you to meet Zoris before they take him away from me. Zoris, kiss you, lady.
Ask him what he thinks of me.
All right. Zoris, stati poggia, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Bocciolocio.
He says you have magnificent red hair and gorgeous figure.
But the overturned ash can.
Irma, there's a drip in the sink. Will you join us?
So the little fella likes me red hair and me lovely figure. Well, isn't that nice?
Oh, gosh. Oh, that must be him.
Don't fight what must be. Let him in.
I'm from the immigration office. Oh, hello, Professor. Are you his wife?
Well,
I'm his wife. Welcome to our home. Today's our anniversary. Come here, hubby dear, and give me a great big kiss.
Can we just shake hands?
Don't be bashful. Oh, Inspector, we're making a fine home for Zoris on this our 10th anniversary. Come here, hubby. I'm going to kiss you for every year.
Well, this is what we like to find. You can count on a favorable report. Goodbye.
For goodness sake, Miss O'Reilly, stop the kissing. He went already.
Listen, did you want me to act as your wife?
Yes.
Well, don't tell me how to play me part. Here's another kiss.
Oh, Bojo Lojo.
Irma and Jane will be back in a moment. But first,
can't anything be done about triple O?
Yes, here's amazing news about a scientific odor test. 8 out of 10 men and women stopped or definitely reduced triple O.
Stopped odor of body. Stopped odor of breath. Stopped offending.
Executives, secretaries, clerks, even factory workers at 110-degree heat took ENDS chlorophyll tablets. Results from hundreds and hundreds of examinations were astounding.
Working inside the body where odors begin, ENDS actually prevented unpleasing odors from forming. Stopped triple O. Stopped all 3 odor offenses.
Yes, there's scientific proof that ENDS really stop triple O. Keep you fresh as a daisy all over, all day long. You get more complete, more lasting protection against triple O than from any old-fashioned body deodorant, toothpaste, soap, mouthwash. And ENDS are so easy to use. Safe as any green vegetable. Pleasant tasting. ENDS contain 100 milligrams, a fully effective dose of Daritol chlorophyll. So beware of cheaper chewing gum or candy substitutes that contain so little chlorophyll or that fail to state their chlorophyll content on the label. Insist on ENDS chlorophyll tablets. That's ENDS, E-N-N-D-S. Trial size only 49 cents, larger sizes even more economical.
Stop triple O with ENDS.
Well, everything is fine. Little Doris is in a private boarding school out of town, and there never was a happier man than the professor. We're all happy. I'm happy. Mrs. O'Reilly is happy. She should be. It's the first time she's been kissed since her mother presented her to President McKinley. Irma is happy.
Oh, you bet I am.
You know why? You tell them, Fort Pearson.
Friends, we wish to announce that in answer to my friend Irma's offer last week to work as secretary for a day for the highest bidder to the March of Dimes, Irma's friends have been responding in gratifying numbers. At the present time, there exists a tie for the highest bid. Mr. Harry H. Caswell of Springfield, Massachusetts, Mr. John C. Edgar of Los Angeles, California, and station WIBV of Belleville, Illinois, have each offered a bid of $1,000 for Irma's secretarial services. But folks, don't forget, my friend Irma's offer is still on. For the person who submits the highest bid to the current March of Dimes Anti-Polio Fund, your friend Irma, in the person of lovely Marie Wilson, will work as secretary for a day. That's right. My friend Irma, Marie Wilson, will fly to your hometown to work in your office as your secretary if you're the highest bidder to the March of Dimes. So send in your bid. Remember, that's only your bid. Do not send any money. But don't delay. Write or wire your bid to the March of Dimes to my friend Irma, CBS Radio, Hollywood, California, today. Perhaps you will have the opportunity to be Irma's boss for a day. And at the same time, you will be contributing to the fight against the dread disease of infantile paralysis. My Friend Irma is a Cy Howard production and is directed by Park Levy, who writes the script with Stanley Adams. Pat Burton is associate producer. Marie Wilson is starred as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane. The part of Al was played by John Brown. Hans Conried was heard as Professor Kropotkin, Gloria Gordon as Mrs. O'Reilly, and Alan Reed as Mr. Clyde. Music was under the direction of Lud Gruskin.
Tired-looking eyes can ruin your appearance, make you look unattractive, dull. So don't take chances. When eyes are red, weary from lack of sleep, glare, driving, get Eye-Gene. 2 soothing drops in each eye float away that tired eye feeling at once. Eye-Gene is like a prescription. Contains Lexitol, acts as a tonic for the eyes. Safe, gentle, too. Get Eye-Gene, E-Y-E-G-E-N-E, tonight. Use it daily for bright, attractive eyes. Trial size only 25 cents. Larger sizes even more economical. Eye-Gene at drug counters everywhere. Be with us next Sunday at this time when ENDS, America's most popular chlorophyll tablets, again bring you My Friend Irma. Carl Caruso speaking.
Now stay tuned for Irma's Crook, starring Eve Arden, which follows immediately on most of these CBS stations.
My Friend Irma was transcribed. This is the CBS Radio Network.
By transcription.
Friends, be sure to stay tuned until the end of the program when My Friend Irma will bring you news of her offer to be your secretary.
May I introduce my roommate, Irma Peterson? Would you like an idea of her mentality? Well, she thinks the matador is something you wipe your feet on before you go into a house. Seriously, the other night we were playing charades, acting out the names of famous plays, and soon it was Irma's turn. She grabbed a carving knife, ran it through a box of ends. So I said, Irma, what's the name of that play? And Irma said, Dead Ends.
Well, yes, Irma knows her plays all right, but here's something you should know. That N stop triple O. Yes, N's, E-N-N-D-S, the really effective chlorophyll tablets, stop odors of body, stop odors of breath, stop odor offense, stop all three. Keep you fresh as a daisy all day, all over. It's amazing, but 1 or 2 tiny N's tablets are all you need to stop triple O. And now, N's, America's most popular chlorophyll tablets, are proud to present your favorite comedy show, created by Cy Howard and starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane in
My Friend Irma. Oh, gosh, you asleep, honey?
No, not yet. Oh, Jane, did you have a good time with Richard tonight?
Did I have a good time, sweetie? It was just divine. Look at what he gave me.
Oh, what a beautiful brooch. Jane, do you think you should accept it?
Why not? It's from my boyfriend, not my congressman. Look here. Look what he wrote on the little card. Look. A businessman knows few words of love. His mind is all figures and facts. Suffice to say, I'll cherish the day when I can write you off on my income tax.
Isn't that beautiful? It's almost as beautiful as the card on the gift Al gave me.
Al gave you a gift?
Yes, he just left. Look what he bought me.
A revolver? What does he want you to do? Shoot yourself so he can collect the insurance?
Oh, no, Jane, it's a cigarette lighter. You see, you press a trigger and it lights up.
Oh, it certainly looks like a real gun. What did he write on the card?
Oh, it's so tender. To my chicken. Press this trigger and you'll see flame and fire. Will you marry me so I can retire? He's such a lover.
Yeah, he is. A real Errol, will you lend me a fin? Come on, honey, let's get to sleep. It's almost midnight, huh?
All right, Jane. Do you think the brooch will be safe on the dresser?
Oh, yeah, I think so, huh?
I'm sleeping with Al's gift under my pillow.
Lots of luck. See, I better call Hilda, tell her to bring the ledgers in tomorrow.
Well, I wouldn't disturb her now.
Why not?
Her phone is out of order.
How come? Irma, the wire is cut.
I know. The cord on our electric iron is a little short, and I didn't think it would hurt if I borrowed just a little piece. I tied the 2 ends together.
Yeah, it's a lovely bow. Come on, will you turn out the lights?
Okay.
You set the clock?
Yeah, and I fixed the chimes. They weren't working right.
Good girl. Good night, honey.
Good night, Jane.
Irma, I thought you fixed the chimes.
I did.
Well, what do you know? It's 15 o'clock. Irma, is that you walking around?
No, is it you?
No.
Then it must be somebody else. Let's go to sleep.
Irma, I hear somebody.
Well, maybe it's the cat.
A cat doesn't make that much noise.
Maybe he's carrying a heavy mouse.
Irma, I see a flashlight. And don't tell me the mouse got away and the cat's looking for it.
Oh, Jane. Oh, what'll we do?
Hand me the phone. I'll call the police.
The phone is out of order.
Oh. Well, reach under your pillow and get me that cigarette lighter that looks like a gun. Go on.
I'm doing it.
Okay. Hurry up.
Right here it is.
Put on the lights.
Wait a minute. I look a mess.
Irma, you're not going to dance with him. Put on the lights.
All right, here goes.
Stand where you are.
Huh?
If you move, I'll shoot.
All right, lady. Don't shoot.
Irma, come over here. You keep him covered with this gun, and I'll run down to Mrs. O'Reilly's. I'll call the police.
All right. You may sit down, sir, but don't move.
Thanks, lady.
My name's Irma Peterson. What's yours?
Harry?
Gosh, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, Harry. Are you married?
Yeah.
Does your wife know you do this for a living?
Well, she should. She's waiting for me downstairs in the car.
Well, what about your poor mother?
She's driving. My wife ain't got no license. Lady, please don't let your girlfriend turn me over to the police.
Don't you move or I'll shoot you with this gun.
I won't move. But please, I'll give you back this stuff. Just don't let the cops get me. But think of my kids.
Oh, you have children?
Yeah, 3. 2 is married and 1 went straight. Lady, do you mind if I smoke?
Well, no, not at all. Well, what's the matter?
I ain't got no match.
Oh, well, here. Oh, no, you know.
Oh, I'm surprised at you. Making believe that was a real gun. That ain't honest. So I refuse to stay any longer. Goodbye.
Oh, but just a minute. Jane, he went out the window.
There is him over here.
Yes, and the police are coming. Janie, I don't see any burglar.
Irma, where is he? Why are you looking out the window?
He got away.
But you had him covered with that pistol lighter.
I know, but I forgot it wasn't real and he wanted to smoke. Oh, you idiot. Where are you going, Jane?
Oh, gosh, I want to see if the brooch Richard gave me... It's gone. Irma, it's gone.
Oh, gee, just gave it to me tonight.
Irma, you better go into the bedroom and ask her to forgive you.
All right.
Professor, we'll wait here and talk to the police.
All right, but I hope you don't mind if I don't look at you, Mrs. O'Reilly. You know, with that cold cream and that white nightcap you're wearing, you look like a bottle of frozen milk that has popped its top. No, please, you got to excuse me for laughing, but such things I've never seen before. Tell me, what are those antennas sticking out of your head?
Those are hair curlers.
And what is that small hammock around your neck?
That's a chin strap to keep from getting double chins.
And what are those white cotton gloves?
They keep my hands soft and girl-like.
And what is that junk around your eyes?
That's anti-wrinkle cream.
Miss O'Reilly, wouldn't it be simpler to stay in your room all day and keep the door locked?
Now, look here, you.
Open up.
No, who's the police?
I'm Mulligan of the robbery detail. Who are you?
Yeah, my name is Professor Kilpatsky.
I see. And this is your wife?
Only a man that's carrying a gun could get away with a remark. This is Mrs. O'Reilly, the landlady.
Excuse my appearance. I just got out of bed.
Oh, that's too bad. Auto accident? Now, where have you got the burglar?
He got away.
Well, that's great. Let me talk to the girl who called in.
A girl, come out. The man from the police is here.
Which one of you called in?
I did. My roommate here, Irma Peterson, had him covered with this pistol lighter, and then when he asked for a match, she gave him a light.
Pull yourself together, Janie.
You better do the same thing, Mrs. O'Reilly. Your hammock is swinging from one ear.
What's that?
I don't know whether it's 22 o'clock or Friday. Oh, officer, do you think there's any chance of recovering that brooch? I can't tell you what it means to me, honest.
Well, we haven't got much to go on. Did you get a look at the guy?
Yes, and I think I could point him out if I saw his picture.
Well, you drop in tomorrow and look at our collection. Good night.
Go to bed, Janie, and try to get some sleep.
Oh, gosh, that beautiful brooch.
Oh, it may turn up. I remember when I was first married, I gave my husband a watch fob with my picture in it. And of course he lost it.
Mrs. O'Reilly, he didn't lose the fob. He threw it away because your picture was stopping his watch. Good night, girls. Come on, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Well, come on, Irma. Let's get to bed. I want to be down at that police station early. All right. Wait a minute. Why are you putting fluid in that lighter now?
Well, in case another burglar comes in, I want to make sure the gun is loaded.
Oh. Guard against triple O.
Yes, guard against triple O. Odor of breath, odor of body, odor of fence. If you've been using old-fashioned body deodorants, mouthwashes, toothpaste, or deodorant soap to avoid offending, now here's an easier, quicker, much more effective way to keep fresh as a daisy all over all day long.
Take ends today. Chase triple O away.
Yes, 1 or 2 tiny Ends chlorophyll tablets protect you against triple O, against all 3 odor offenses. No muss, no fuss. Stop triple O in minutes. Prove it with the famous Ends test. Rub an onion slice on your hand. Now take an Ends chlorophyll tablet, moisten, and rub it on the same spot. The odor's gone. That's how Ends work, where odors begin inside your body to stop triple O. And remember, Ends contain 100 milligrams, a fully effective dose of Daritol chlorophyll. Don't expect such lasting protection from cheaper chewing gum and candy substitutes which contain so little chlorophyll.
Take Ends today. Chase triple O away.
Insist on Ends, called Ends, because they end your worries about triple O. That's ENNDS, Ends chlorophyll tablets. Safe as any garden vegetable. Pleasant tasting. Trial size Ends only 49 cents at drug counters everywhere. Larger sizes even more economical.
And remember, friends, stay tuned until the end of today's show to hear the latest news on my friend Irma's offer to be your secretary.
Good morning, Irma. How is my pistol-packing mama?
Oh, Professor, I'm just going crazy waiting for Janie to come back from the police station. Will you help me open this window?
Sure. There, it's open.
Gosh, I want to go outside and see if the burglar left any footprints on their fire escape.
Irma, it rained last
I
night.
know, but if he was wearing rubbers, his footprints would still be dry. I'll be right back.
Boats are coming, they'll be dancing tonight. Shrimp boats.
The shrimp boat's outside. I can hear the foghorn.
Good morning, Professor.
Mrs. O'Reilly, how different you look from when I saw you last night. That chin strap you're wearing certainly worked.
Got rid of me double chin, didn't it?
Yeah, no more double chins. Now you got a triple neck.
Hi.
Oh, Janie, any look at the police station?
No, Miss O'Reilly. While I was there, I saw every type of criminal imaginable.
But there was no word about the brooch or the burglar.
No, none. I've been doing some thinking. I'd I'd kind of like to talk to Irma alone.
She's on the fire escape. Come on, Professor, let's go for a walk in the park. I'd even let you hold me hand.
What is this holding hands business?
Well, you know this is leap year.
Oh, yes. Well, let me warn you, Mrs. O'Reilly. As fast as you can leap, I can sidestep. Goodbye, Jason.
Irma, will you come in here?
I'm coming, Jane.
Be careful. Now, don't fall. Sit down, Irma. I want to talk to you. Irma, I'm moving out of here.
Moving out? Why?
Well, look, I forgave you when you cut a hole in my new spring hat so the bird on top of it could duck inside in case it rained. And the letter you sent to President Truman asking him to make Labor Day follow Easter Sunday? Because the chickens have to lay so many eggs on Easter, they deserve to have the next day off.
Well, I like to spread sunshine.
Yeah, well, your sunshine is of the California variety. Now, Irma, honestly, I just can't take it anymore. So if you don't mind, I've got some packing to do.
Oh, please, Jane, you can't leave me.
Well, I'm tired of trying to explain you to my friends. At least when you were in the wax, I had an excuse. I used to tell them you were shell-shocked.
I'll re-enlist.
Oh, no. No, I couldn't do this to my country. Go on, Irma, you're late. You better go to work, and when you come back, I'll kiss you goodbye.
Goodbye.
Will you stop that bawling and do your work, or do I have to come in there?
I've got to cry, Mr. Clyde. I'm so upset.
Now, let me tell you something, young lady. Ooh.
What's the matter?
Look at you.
Oh, I put Kleenex in a typewriter. I must be wiping my face with carbon paper.
Well, wash it off. I'm in no mood for a minstrel show.
Mr. Clyde, can I go home?
Home? You just got here. We've got work to do.
But Jane's moving out on me.
She is? Well, that's unfair. Why should she get a break like that and not me? Now, get that letter out.
I'll try. Mr. Clyde, do you know a burglar about 6'2" with brown eyes?
No. Why, you thinking of dropping Al for something better?
No, a burglar came into our house last night and stole Jane's brooch.
What? Well, did you see the thief?
Oh, yes, in fact, I had quite a long talk with him.
Oh, you did? Well, then they're sure to pick him up. He's probably still wandering around in the day. Now, come on, let's get back to work. Take a look. What is all this junk on your desk?
Well, these are the gifts Al gave me through the years. I'm going to pawn them so I can buy a new brooch for Jane. Then maybe she won't move out.
These are gifts? Your boyfriend must have important connections. Who does he know with the street cleaning department?
I'm not going to have you say that. You don't know the hours of happiness these gifts represent. But I'd sell everything in the world. Everything. If I could keep Jane from leaving me.
Oh, now don't worry, Miss Peterson. Everything will work out all right. And if you want to, dear, you can take the rest of the day off.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Clyde. You're a sweet man, and I hope you live forever.
Forever?
Yes, I forgot to pay the premium on your insurance policy.
Hiya, chicken. Where you been?
I just came from work.
Oh. Gee, I hate to see you hock all them beautiful things I gave you.
Hell, I'm worried. Are you sure they're all solid gold like you said?
Why, sure, chicken. Look what's printed on the back of them.
GOLDPLATED.
Well, you see? That's better than gold. It's gold and platinum. Let's go inside, chicken. My friend Benny owns this joint. Combination fence and hot shop.
Come on, Al. Let's get in this line.
Who's next? Me. How much you give me for this brooch? Is it stolen goods? How dare you? I opened a box of Cracker Jack, and there it was.
Yeah.
Well, for the brooch, I can give you...
Pardon me, sir. Will you hurry it up? I have to...
Look, lady, I was here ahead of it. Oh, holy mackerel.
Oh, Al, that's the man who took Jane's brooch.
His brooch?
Yes, Al, grab him.
Lady, remember my wife and 3 kids.
Yeah, well, don't worry. The way I'm going to break you up, there'll be a piece for each one of them.
Oh, Janie, I'm so glad you changed your mind about moving out on Irma. After all, you two girls are like a breath of spring to me. Warmth, brightness, and sunshine.
I don't think that's a very nice thing to say. After all, I'm here.
My, how the weather has changed.
Oh, well. How can I move out on Irma? I always threatened, but I could never do it. Never. Somebody has to be around. If only to open the window when she closes it on her head.
You know she loves you, Janie.
I love her too, Professor. I'm not taking any more chances. First of all, I gave away that pistol lighter, and I got a real pistol.
You threw away the pistol lighter and got the real gun?
I sure did. If any more burglars come in here, I'll handle them.
Oh, Jane, you're still here. So happy. I ran all the way.
Yeah, I'm still here, honey.
Look what I got back for you. You got my brooch? You're a doll.
And just in time. Richard will be here any minute. I want to go in the bedroom and put it on. I'll see you later, Professor.
Come on, Miss O'Reilly. The celebration is on me. There's a new picture. A girl in every port. With Groucho Marx and Marie Wilson. That Groucho Marx is wonderful. Marie Wilson is kind of stupid, but I like her. Bye, Irma.
Don't be too long, Jane. I want to tell you all about the burglar.
I'll be out in a minute, sweetie.
Come in. Oh, Richard, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Jane will be right out. Won't you sit down?
Oh, gladly. I've had a rough day at the office. Oh, you mind if I smoke?
Oh, of course not. Not at all.
Shucks, I've left my cigarette lighter at the office.
Oh, I have one somewhere around here. Where was it? Oh, here it is. Now hold steady, Richard. Here we go. Irma, I guess I put too much fuel in it. I'll have to get Richard another cigarette.
Back to Irma and Jane in a moment. But first, remember that scientific odor test that proved N-Stop Triple O stop odors of breath, odors of body, and odor offense for over 8 out of 10 people? Well, these amazing results were substantiated the other day at the annual meeting of a national scientific group. A leading medical authority stated.
And for our test, I selected the chlorophyll tablets known as N's. Our tests included executives, office workers, and factory workers, too. General odor of body and breath were most successfully treated.
Yes, after hundreds and hundreds of examinations, science proved N's effective. Just 1 or 2 tiny N's chlorophyll tablets daily actually do stop Triple O, because N's contain 100 milligrams, a fully effective dose of Daratol chlorophyll.
Beware of cheaper chewing gum and candy substitutes that contain so little chlorophyll.
or that do not state their chlorophyll content on the label.
Ends work inside your body where odors start. Keep you fresh as a daisy all over, all day long. Ends Stop Triple O. Stop all 3 odor offenses. Give more complete, more lasting protection than any old-fashioned body deodorant, soap, mouthwash, or toothpaste can possibly give you. Insist on Ends to Stop Triple O. Pleasant-tasting Ends are easy to use, too, and safe. Safe as any garden vegetable. That's ENNDS, Ends Chlorophyll Tablets. Trial size only 49 cents at drug counters everywhere. Larger sizes even more economical. And now, here's my friend Irma with news of her offer to be your secretary. If you
Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Before Irma says anything at all, I want to explain what she means. We'll save time that way. Ladies and gentlemen, what my friend Irma wants to say is this. Today is the last time she will have the chance to repeat her offer to work as secretary for a day to the person who bids the highest amount to the March of Dimes Anti-Polio Fund.
Yeah, I wonder who my new boss is going to be.
Well, whoever it is, Cookie, you've got to do a good job because it's for a worthy cause.
Oh, sure, Jane. I know. I'm going to be a very good secretary. I'll do everything except take dictation.
Except take dictation?
That's right. After all, this is still a free country, and I don't believe in dictators.
See what I mean? Be my guest.
Folks, perhaps Irma Peterson isn't the greatest secretary in this world, but you'll have to admit that Irma's real self, Marie Wilson, would make a decorative addition to any office. So send in your bids to the March of Dimes now, and perhaps my friend Irma, in the person of the beautiful Marie Wilson, will become your secretary for a day. The deadline for you to write or wire in your bid is midnight tomorrow, Monday, January 21st. The winning bidder's name will be announced at the close of next week's My Friend Irma show. And all the money contributed by the winner will go toward the March of Dimes fight against infantile paralysis. Also, not only is my friend Irma in the person of Marie Wilson donating her own services for the March of Dimes, but has also arranged for a polio victim selected by the March of Dimes headquarters to receive a complete secretarial course at the Catherine Gibbs School in New York. And friends, we're very happy to announce that the highest bid we've received to date is $5,000, which was sent in by the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Fort Worth, Texas, who want Irma to work as secretary for a day in the infantile paralysis chapter headquarters at Fort Worth. But remember, there's still time for you to send in your bid for my friend Irma between now and midnight of January 21st. And if yours is the winning bid, Marie Wilson will fly to your town to work in your office as your secretary for a day.
And then you, too, will find out just what it's like to spend the day with my friend Irma.
My Friend Irma is a Cy Howard production and is directed by Park Levy, who writes the script with Stanley Adams. Pat Burton is associate producer. Marie Wilson is starred as Irma, and Kathy Lewis as Jane. The part of Al was played by John Brown. Hans Conried was heard as Professor Kropotkin. Gloria Gordon as Mrs. O'Reilly. Alan Reed as Mr. Clyde. And Leif Erikson as Richard. Music was under the direction of Lud Gluskin.
You can't have a sparkling personality if you don't have sparkling eyes. And you can't have sparkling eyes if they're tired, dull, red from lack of sleep, driving, wind, or glare. So get Eye-Gene. 1 or 2 drops in each eye float away that tired eye feeling. Leave eyes refreshed. Then your whole face lights up. Eye-Gene is like a prescription, contains Lexitol, a tonic for your eyes. Safe, gentle. Eye-Gene, EYEGENE at drug counters everywhere. Trial size only 25 cents. Larger sizes even more economical. Be with us next Sunday at this time when Ends, America's most popular chlorophyll tablets, again bring you My Friend Irma. Carl Caruso speaking.
And now stay tuned for Aramis Foot, starring Eve Arden, which follows immediately on most of these CBS stations.
My Friend Irma was transcribed. This is the CBS Radio Network.